It's time for another record pool review here on my channel. Haven't done one of these in a while, and it is a popular video on the channel. Today it is franchise record pool, a US based pool, and I'm going to be structuring this in the usual way. So we're going to be looking at pricing, going to do a bit of a walkthrough on the site itself so you can see what you get if you decide to sign up, and then of course comparing what you can download from the site in relation to the current UK Top 40 and also as well the Beatport Top 20 for that specialist electronic music as well. As always, my views on this video are completely open and honest. It's my view of what I think of the pool. I don't have any affiliation with them, so it is going to be my honest thoughts. Let's get straight into it. First up then, let's talk pricing, and franchise record pool is very competitive when it comes to its monthly price. It is $19.99 a month. That's probably about, with the current exchange rate, £17 here in the United Kingdom, and that is for unlimited downloads. It's very comparable to the likes of BPM Supreme and DJ City. I think DJ City at the moment are charging $20 a month if you are going for their monthly fee. If you go down the route of Zip DJ, that still comes out way more expensive. It's $25 a month. However, you are capped at a certain amount of downloads. If you want an unlimited plan with Zip, then you're going to pay substantially more money. Heavy hits are slightly more expensive, $25 a month. However, they are giving you your first month at a very special promotional price. So that might be something that you want to take into account when selecting your pool. But overall, franchise seems to be very competitively priced. The one thing I would say is that their pricing is not very transparent, okay? They are moving across to a new website, frp.live. This isn't instantly clear, but they don't seem to have an actual pricing page on this new site. On their existing site, which is franchiserecordpool.com, there is again no real pricing page. I couldn't find it. It literally just has the price in the top kind of label of the tab when you open it on the internet, which is a bit bizarre in my opinion. So yeah, it's not very transparent. I don't know if they have any other pricing options because I couldn't find them, but for the sake of this demonstration and for the sake of my subscription, it's $20 a month. Now let's jump on the computer and let me show you around the site. So welcome along to franchiserecordpool.com. Now it's really important to note that this is the old website. So I just thought I'd show you what it looks like in case you do end up landing on this page. It looks very homemade, not very slick. But if you do sign up to Franchise Record Pool, it will actually take you through to their new site, which is called frp.live, okay? And it looks a little bit like this. So it looks a lot more slick. It looks a lot more professional. Before we dive into the pool itself, there is also a Franchise Record Pool app that you can download to your mobile phone, which is pretty good. You can then view, listen to tracks, and then also download tracks to a PC from your phone, from your cell phone. So that is quite a cool feature if you did want to do that, if that's your workflow. It's not mine. I'm quite old school when it comes to downloading music. I look at the website, I download the tracks, and that's pretty much me done. But yeah, there is this app if you want to. So if we look on the home page, it's pretty simplistic, to be honest. You scroll down, you've got all the new releases on there. They do actually have video as well as audio, which is good. I will say that I have found this website to be pretty buggy. So if we look at this heavy rotation here, view all, I just get this loading page. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So just bear that in mind. Here we go, look, it's now loaded. Heavy rotation just seems to be a rotation of the artists that they're supporting at the moment. So yeah, if you want to read artist profiles, then that's for you. But yeah, if you want to search for music, you can then click on this top menu here, click on music, and then that loads up the main pool. Very much like DJ City, this will load up all music in date order. There are new tracks being added to franchise every single day, which is good. It's pretty well served. And there are multiple pages of music. And then you can scroll across to top tracks. Again, if it loads. So these are the top tracks that they're saying at the moment. I don't know what top tracks is based on. You've then got your Billboard Top 100. However, I'm not sure on how up to date this is kept, because you've got some tracks on there that are fairly new, which is good, but you've got some tracks on there that is from 2021, which seems a little bit out of date. And then you've got Curated Sets, which is on the desktop app. Basically, if you want suggested tracks to mix into each other, then that's an additional app that you can get, which is included in the price, which is quite good. But again, we're not going into detail on that today. Franchise record pool is very much driven by the left-hand menu. So you've got all music, you've got all the ones with intros and outros, which is great. You've got all of your R&B, all of your hip hop, and that's pretty much how it's driven. So say, for example, you go into all music, you can then search for a particular artist, like so, and it brings up all of the David Guetta tracks. That's in all playlists. If you wanted to search for David Guetta tracks in R&B, you can see that it also features a few David Guetta tracks there, but it narrows the search down a little bit. So it's a powerful tool for searching. You can search via artists. You can also search by song titles. So say, for example, David Guetta, while we're on David Guetta, he's got a track called Memories. You can search for that and it brings up, well, it's got a few actual other tracks by Memories, but called Memories. But yeah, say these are all the tracks that are listed with that name. So that's pretty much it. There's not a lot to Franchise Record Pool, to be honest, at the moment. Oh, also as well to note, there are also filters. So if you want to filter your search down, so you've got that by genre, the versions, and also as well the key and the BPM. So you can apply filters to any particular search that you want, much like they do in other record pools. When it comes to downloading, so let's go back to the main page. Say you wanted to download. So this is what I mean with franchise. It's a bit strange because I've cleared the search, but it's still got my last search showing. So let's go back to all, and it doesn't seem to clear it. There we go, we're back. It is a little bit buggy. It's a bit strange. Sometimes as well, when I click on the left-hand menu, it comes up with no tracks as well, which is bizarre. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So it is a bit strange. There are a few bugs and sometimes it can be quite slow, I've found. But say, for example, you wanted this top track, Short Side by Sean Kingston. You can, of course, play the track. It always asks for your location. So it brings up the little preview at the bottom. Again, this sometimes takes ages to load. Sometimes it's pretty quick. So you can load up the track, play it, have a little preview, which is nice. And you can also see the versions that are available for the track. So the instrumental, the a cappella, and it's also the radio edit. There is also another way to access the more versions. So you've got the A, O, I, and R, which you can see here. So I think A stands for a cappella, O stands for original, I is instrumental, and R is remixes. And on the topic of remixes, there are different remixes of certain tracks. So for example, if we click on the R there aren't any, so that's why it comes up with no tracks. We know we've got the a cappella here, so if we click on the A, you can see all the versions here. So you've got the a cappella and the radio edit. If you want to download it, you literally just click the downward arrow and it downloads it straight away. There's none of this loading it into a download sort of list for you to then download en masse later. So you can do that. You can also add it to a like a playlist as well. So if you did want to batch download it, you can do it. But if you just want the straight download, you just hit the downward arrow. You do have to rate the tracks in order to download it. But don't worry though, you don't have to give a review or anything like that. It's literally just a case of the downward arrow, clicking how many stars you give the track, and then downloading it. And it's as simple as that. If you are into video DJing, you can also toggle on this top left menu between music tracks and video tracks. However, What I would say is use this with caution, because sometimes it just loads a blank screen, again showing you some of the bugs of the site. But yeah, that is pretty much it when it comes to Franchise Record Pool. So that is Franchise Record Pool, a little bit of a tour for you, and in my opinion it's okay. You can definitely tell that they are in a bit of a state of transition at the moment, transitioning across from franchiserecordpool.com to frp.live. I found the website, when I was going through it, a little bit buggy. Like, I would search for a track and like I'd hit search and it wouldn't come up, but then when I searched for it again, it would come up. There were times when I used the menu down the left hand side and it would just come up as no tracks when there actually were tracks there. All I needed to do was refresh the page. So at this moment in time, I do think it is a little bit clunky. It's not as slick as it ought to be. Nevertheless, it is a very simple interface to use. And if you're like me, sometimes downloading songs in a bit of a mad rush on the way to a DJ gig, you're gonna get a little bit frustrated with it. But it all depends on how patient you are with these things. But I do think it will get better. Finally, the moment you have been waiting for: how many of the UK Top 40 can you download from Franchise Record Pool, and then also as well the Beatport Top 20. Now, I always stress in all of my review videos, this is a snapshot in time. It's done on the time of filming, so this could change next week. There might be less songs on there from the UK Top 40, but equally there might be more songs, so take it with a bit of a pinch of salt. So from the UK Top 40, you can currently download 24 of the 40 tracks from Franchise. That is 60%. That is pretty average. If this is the first Record Pool review that you've watched of mine, well, when I reviewed DJ City and BPM Supreme, they came in at around that kind of level. So it's more or less a match of a matchness. Now, as I said, that can go down and it can also go up. Now, when we come to the Beatport Top 20, this is where things seem to slide a bit, because from Franchise Record Pool, you can only download 5 of the current Beatport Top 20. Now, just like the charts, that can change, but that's only 25% currently, which in my opinion is pretty poor. In fact, whenever I've compared the Beatport chart to DJ City, I always think that that's pretty poor as well. So I think Franchise is pretty comparable with DJ City, and when I've been using Franchise Record Pool, it seems to be quite good for R&B, quite good for hip hop, pretty good at chart stuff. And in my opinion, if you are an electronic artist looking for house, drum and bass, dubstep, anything like that, you're better off going to Zip DJ or Heavy Hits, because they far outperform Franchise Record Pool and DJ City whenever I have reviewed them. So to conclude then, is Franchise Record Pool worth it? Look, for $20 a month, it's all right. It's nothing too exciting. It's a very competitive price for what you get. Is it really stand out to me? Not particularly. It's all right. Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't excite me that much. If you are still torn on Record Pool reviews and you want to see another review, check out that video up there next, and I will see you next time.